Hope you are fine. Let's start with the next session, session 4, with the very important topic, acids, bases and salts. Children, this topic is not new for you. Already you have studied in your class 7 where just physical properties, you have studied the physical properties of acids, bases and salts. So in this lesson, in the first session, this is actually the first session of this lesson. So we are going to start with, we will see the physical properties of acids, bases and salts. So children, we will learn in the differentiation pattern. We will differentiate the terms. The first terms, that is acids, bases and salts. We have the three terms. Children, first if you remember, like the food items, just enter into your kitchen because this topic is not limited only to the chemistry laboratory or only with your textbook. Then only the terms are not limited to that. Also these terms, yes, if you just detect itself, you can find it out in your kitchen. So in your kitchen, you will find some substances, yes, just if you observe the substances carefully, like fruits, the lemon, we have the tangy fruits like we have the sweet lime, oranges, then we have lemon. If you observe, every particular item has a specific taste, yes, specific taste. So what happens here? This can be categorized as acids, bases and salts. So some substances have sour taste, some substances are sweet, some substances are bitter. They have specific taste. Yes, they have different types of taste. So here we are going to classify acids, bases and salts. So let's classify the first one, that is the taste. How is the taste of acids, bases and salts? The first, acids have sour taste. If you observe the tangy fruits like lemon, oranges, sweet lime, the citrus fruits, they have a very sour taste. So those contains acids. The acid which is present, that is citric acid. The next one, bases, they have a type of bitter taste. Now you can remember as B for bases, B for bitter. So bases have bitter taste. So if you taste the soap, if you want to remember, consider one example. If in the case of acid, you have to remember the citrus fruits. Just write it, keep, so that you will remember whatever properties the citrus fruits, they have the same properties as acids they have, because it also contains a type of acids, that is citric acid. Then we have the bases. In the case of bases, you have to remember the example of soap. Yes, if you touch soap, it is quite soapy, it's slippery. Then the taste of soap, nobody is going to deliberately taste it. But if you just while bathing, if it enters into your mouth, you can just taste it. It has a very bitter taste. It has bitter taste. Salts, obviously, salts will be salty. Salts are salty. So children, the first differentiation is acids are sour, bases are bitter and salts are salty. They have a specific taste. Let's go on the next topic, that is litmus test. Because in the kitchen, if I have lemons, I have fruits, I have salt, sugar, I have so many products in my kitchen. So if I want to find out which is an acid, which is a base or which is a salt, there is a specific test. That test is known as litmus test. So in the litmus test, we have two types of paper. One is the red litmus paper and one is the blue litmus paper. So these litmus paper are made by the natural ingredient, that is lichens. Lichens, they are the, we have studied, they are the, in biology actually we have studied, but the extract, the lichens extract is used to make this papers. So there are two types of papers, red and blue. So when red litmus paper is dipped in acid, yes, it's not going to show any kind of changes. Red litmus paper will not show any kind of changes. But blue litmus paper turns red. Red, it's danger, that is acids. You have to remember, red is danger, sign of danger, that is acids. So red is, if blue litmus paper turns red, it is an acid. So next one, we have the same test we will apply here. Red litmus paper in the case of bases, because it's mild. If you observe the Dove advertises and all, they put the litmus paper on Dove. They show that it's so mild. There are no acids into it. So same way, red litmus paper, if it turns blue, B for base, B for bitter, B for you have to remember. If red litmus paper turns blue, it is a base. If you dip it, if you put on the, if you take the paper and if you just put on the samples, if you observe the red litmus turns blue, it is a base. And if blue litmus paper, if you are going to take, it's not going to show any kind of changes. So in the case of salts, obviously it's neutral, it's not going to show any kind of changes in the, it's not going to show any kind of color changes. So let's proceed to the next one, ions. So we know there are two types of ions, positive and negative. So in the case of acids, they produce more number of hydrogen ions. In the case of base acids, hydrogen ions. In the case of bases, they produce OH minus ions. And their salts, actually just we are going to keep it aside, but you have to remember, when you add any acid into the aqueous solution, they dissociate and they give more amount of hydrogen ions, and bases they give more amount of OH minus ions. So let's proceed to the next one, strong and weak acid. How can you call as it is a strong acid or it is a weak acid? Like you cannot touch an acid and see that it's strong or weak. Obviously, you're going to get, your fingers are going to get burned off. So how are you going to find it out? Yes, when any of the acid is put into the water in the aqueous solution, it gives out more hydrogen ions. If it gives more amount of hydrogen ions, it is a strong acid. And if it gives less number of hydrogen ions, it is a weak acid. Okay, same way here, if it gives more number of OH minus ions, when any base is put into the aqueous solution, that is water, it gives out more OH minus ions, and weaker ones gives less amount of OH minus ions. So let's see the next one. We will see few examples. We have the acids. Observe this now. As I have told you, H plus ions, it gives more amount of H plus ions. So it has HCl. The first example is HCl, hydrochloric acid. HNO3, nitric acid. Then we have H2SO4. Not compulsory that it contains hydrogen, and there are exceptional cases. We have the weaker ones. That is, we have the acetic acid CH3COOH. It's not that all acids they start with H, but they have H in it. They have a hydrogen ion in it, because when it dissolves into water, it gives away more amount of hydrogen ions. Same way here, we have the strong bases and we have the weak bases. Let's see the example. NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide. We have KOH, that is potassium hydroxide. Then we have one more. Yes, it is NH4OH. This is weaker one. Ammonium hydroxide. So these are the examples. Salts, the best example of salt, it is NaCl. Apart from this, children, we should know what actually are the two terms. Concentrated, we have the two terms, concentrated and dilute. Yes, this is going to be the last part of the session. What is meant by concentrated solution or what is meant by dilute solution? In the case of concentrated solution, there will be more amount of the acid or the base. If I'm preparing a concentrated solution, there will be more solution. Like for example, if I'm more HCl, if I'm preparing concentrated HCl, the amount of HCl will be more and the amount of water will be less. Opposite to that, in the case of dilute, the amount of water will be more. More amount of water, like if I'm preparing dilute hydrochloric acid will be less and the quantity of water will be more. So children, what we have studied, let's end up with the session, children. We have studied the introduction part of the acids, bases and salts. And the taste, how we can classify according to the taste, litmus test, ions, strong or weak acids, examples. Also we have seen what is concentrated and dilute acid